Good morning. Coach Josh here at NXG Combat Sports. Check us out online at nxgcombatsports.com or is it MMAClanton.com or ClantonMMA.com? Google Clanton MMA and you'll get the other site, or go to nxgcombatsports.com, go to affiliates, go down to the bottom, and you can click on any of our websites there, including Sinister Saints clothing line. And all the sponsors are on that page, I believe, too. Anywho, we're going to talk this morning about stripes because it seems to have been a heavy topic here recently. We're going to talk about stripes. I'm going to start by saying that stripes are not at all a reflection of rank. It seems like we're already going kind of into a darker area. With me shaking my fingers. That's not it at all. Just give me just a second to explain. Stripes are not at all a reflection of rank, except for on the black belt. And then even black belts aren't going to be like, oh, I'm a 2-stripe black belt, or I'm a 1-stripe black belt. They're going to say something like, I'm a black belt. But overall, stripes are not a reflection of rank on any belt. But the topic today we're going to stay in is primarily stripes on a white belt. And I know a lot of guys, including myself, including our coaches, will have a little thing going where if you ask for stripes or you ask about ranking and stuff, unless hey, when am I going to get this next one? You're probably not for a while after that. But if you're brand new in the game, you've only been there a month or two, or a few, just a short amount of time, you get curious about it. You Google certain things, but you see something another academy puts, the next link you put on is another academy or something like that. Ask your coaches about it. Hey, how does this striping thing work? What's your criteria? What do you do? Ultimately, some places may have a written thing. You have to be able to do this, and this for a stripe. In that case, it's closer to a reflection of rank. But in all reality, what a stripe is on a white belt, what a stripe is almost on any belt outside of black belt, which on a black belt is time and grade. But on any other belt, for the most part, is a coach putting that piece of tape on your belt saying, hey, I see you. I'm watching how hard you're working. I'm watching you progress. I see that you're getting smoother. He's letting you know that he sees that you're working. That's what a stripe is. And just because you might have 2 stripes at the end of a time period, and the coach says, hey, you know what, this person's worked really hard, they're ready for blue belt. Hey, they've been competing really well, they're ready for blue belt. Typically, in my head, I need to be saying that for several months before you get promoted. But there is no, man, they're ready for blue belt, but I've only put 2 stripes on there, and I have to put a stripe every 5 months, so he's got another 10 months. That's not really how that works. When you're ready for the next belt, you're ready for the next belt. The number of stripes doesn't really matter. But it is a good indicator that if you have 4 stripes, it's probably coming soon. It's probably coming within the year. But you really can't get your head wrapped around that piece of tape. And I say that's the most important piece of tape to some people, and that's not a bad thing. We have a stigma of people wanting stripes, people wanting the next belt. We've created the stigma. That's a bad thing. Enjoy the ride. Which I agree with that. Just enjoy the ride. No matter what belt rank it is, you're going to come in and do the same jiu-jitsu every day, no matter what color belt's around your waist. You're still going to do it the same. You're still going to practice the same. You're still going to progress at the same rate. Just go with it. But I will never take away the fact that I like to see the joy and the smile on someone's face when they are recognized for their good and hard work. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So, for those of you students that are newer in our system, training with us, a stripe will typically come between 4 to 6 months apart, with your attendance being regular and your flow at a progression. What I mean by that is your drilling will smoothen out. You're going to have a couple techniques right off the bat that you can drill really, really smooth. But if you can't drill a move smooth, you're not going to be able to hit it smooth in a live situation. Some of the more difficult techniques, it might take you the entire class time just to get it drilled smooth a few times, right? But you can't get real concerned, like real big in your head over something. Man, I just can't do this move. I just can't do this position, because you will. We're gonna come back to it. Like, it's not like I'm never gonna teach that position or that thing again. Give it some time. We're gonna come back to it. The flow is that when you like stripe number 1, when you come into class, you have no idea, you're terrified, you're nervous, you have no idea what's going on, you don't know where to stand. You're looking around, making sure you're doing all the stretches, and you're learning how to shrimp, you're doing all that stuff right. About 4 months in, you're going to get acclimated to class where everything is, you've got the routine down, you've made a couple of mat buddies, you figured out who you want to drill with mostly, you figured out that sometimes your drilling partner's not always available, you got to go to someone else, you start to get comfortable with everybody else on the floor. You've started looking at buying goofy gis and rash guards, like you've entered the beginning stages of that lifestyle. Here's a stripe. Welcome. You're no longer just a regular white belt that signed up like everybody else gets. You're now part of the clan. Okay? Several months goes by, you get the urge to compete. You're starting to tap these newer white belts that are coming in. You're starting to give problems to the people that have been around a little bit. They're not able to just run over you so much. You're asking the right questions now. You're getting to a spot where you understand that what you do from certain positions is important, not just how can I get to there from here right now. Like, you're hopefully by now you're starting to understand the importance of defense, not so much just the cool flashy submissions. You might still be in that stage, and that might happen. But you are understanding the importance of defense. You still want the flashy, but you're understanding. That's when stripe 2 comes into play. Right? You've been in about a year. Your rookie year is over. You're wanting to be involved more. You are being involved more. You volunteered to help assist in a couple of kids' classes, maybe. Maybe you've taken a new white belt under your wing. You've brought them in. You've said, hey, look, stand over here. It's okay. Like, I was scared too. You're giving your testimony of your first month in jiu-jitsu to people who are in their first month in jiu-jitsu now. You've showed dedication for this year, 6 months' time. You've got your 3rd stripe. The first time I look and say, man, that person's getting ready for blue. That person's getting good in blue. You got your 4th stripe. Now show me you're a blue belt. I come into class every day and say, man, I thought they were a blue belt yesterday, but today not so much. When that goes away, you're a blue belt. Like, yeah, there's some curriculum guidelines between white and blue for sure. And you can go to Coach B's page and he'll give you the layout for that. But as far as individual stripes go, it's just a coach recognizing your hard work and your progression and your flow. Private sessions are great to ask these questions in when coaches aren't super busy coaching. That's one. If we're doing a drill and I walk by a group and say, how are you doing? You say, oh, we're doing great, but hey, let me ask you about a stripe. It's probably not the right time because we're trying to get to other places. We're busy. Shoot a text, shoot an email. You know, none of us are too busy to answer. It may take us a minute to reply, but none of us are too busy to answer those questions, those kind of questions. You're important to us, all of you. That's all I got. Thanks for tuning in. Go back to the front of the video, go check out the websites I said. Thanks.